Hi, this video is about product design sketching, and we're going to look at our side table as an example. So we're going to first just look at the materials. You get materials in certain dimensions. So the two main materials we used for our side table was the 90 by 19 mil macrocarpa. So I'll just sketch that roughly. This method is called oblique. So if you sketch a face on, you can just do the 45-degree lines back of your material. Try and get your lines parallel. It makes it look better. Parallel just, it's like train tracks. So this was our 90 by 19 mil. So I'll just draw an arrow down and have a 2D sketch of the front of it. So that's looking at this. So this was 19 mils by 90 mils. So, and that's the material we used for the rails, the top, and of the side table. And then we had our leg material, which were 45 by 45. Some of them worked out a little bit of 40. You can move the page around to fit your hand if you want to sketch. And these are just the legs, 45 by 45. And I'll just draw a 2D view of that as well here. And that will be the measurements of our legs. Now, if you've got a rectangle, all the sides are the same, you just have to draw it once. And that's basically how we're going to draw our materials for the table. You can, if you want to add some detail, so the earrings of the tree will be around about like this, and then your grain of the wood will be on the top like that. Okay, that's going to be our materials. So here we're going to draw a 3D view of the table. So I'm going to draw an oblique view of the table. So what I'll do is just with a normal pen, I'm doing this with just a normal blue pen. You're going to draw an oblique view of the table. So that's going to be my top. A good thing about 3D sketching or sketching is you can get an idea of how the product will look before you've made it. So there's going to be one of my legs down there. And then the side rails, or the rails that keep the legs joined to the top. Interesting fact while I'm finishing off the sketch, your side rails is there to make your legs stronger, because if you pull your table on the carpet, there'll be a lot of friction between the leg and the carpet, so you don't want the legs to break off. But it also gives a little bit of aesthetics, but that means it makes it looks nice as well. It makes it give you table a bit of a better look to it. And if you go and look at most tables, there will be side rails. So here's just a rough sketch. Freehand sketching doesn't have to be perfect. It's just a rough sketch to show your design. And then we're going to look at the rails first. So yeah, I'm just going to draw some detail in the rails. So with the rails, we did a mortise and tenon joint. So on the rail itself, you'll have a tenon joint, and I'll just sketch that quickly. So if you look at your rail, a 2D view of your rail from the side, we'll have our tenon joints on both ends, and the tenon joint was 15 mils or 10, depends. Some of you did 10 mils, 10 to 15 mils, you can choose. And if you look at the top view of the tenon, you'll have your tenons there, and then we can enlarge that by just doing this, and then you can draw just that part a bit bigger. This shows that it's only a part of it. And we made that 5 mils. And that one was 5 as well. So your tenon itself would have been 9 mils. I'll just go dark over these outlines. So product design sketching is showing details of a product and how you think it's going to be joined together. And then we'll just do the top. So we looked at the rails, and then we're going to look at the top. So here I'll draw the top. And then just start thinking of how the top was put together. So we've got our two bits there, and you add four bits in between, and we used biscuit joints to join them together, and then we biscuit jointed this together with two biscuits on these lines here. And so this was between 260 and 280, and because you've got 4 bits at 90, so each of these were 90, this material that we used here, and so the total of that will be 360, because 4 times 9 will be 36, and so that will be 360. Now this is our first exercise. We'll just go over it quickly again. Here's our materials. That's the 90 by 90 mil macrocarpa and the 45 mil that we used. Here's a 3D sketch of our little table, the side on view and then going back 45 degrees about. Here's some technical detail. So we showed the tenon part, and you've sketched that, and then you've sketched that. So for this first exercise, you can use refill paper, any paper. Just try and sketch all of these sketches, and that will be all for this first lesson.